Hey guys, welcome to Java Express channel. In previous section we covered about Docker image commands and system commands and container commands also. So today we are going to discuss about Docker volumes. Why we need Docker volumes. Okay. So before discussing about the volumes, I want to explain about a container related. As everyone knows, containers are lightweight and temporary. When I say temporary, so whenever you need, you can create the container, you can destroy the container, right? If I store some data inside my container, if you remove your container or if you destroy it, the data will be lost. Am I right? Hope we'll see small example on this one. Once you got to know, then we'll start about the Docker volumes. Due to the drawback of the container, the volumes concept came to the picture. Okay, so if you store any data inside the volume, if you stop your container, data will be lost, so you never can get back the whole files also you can't recover also. Okay, we'll see the practical now. So if I want to display my all images, I can use docker images command. I have an Ubuntu. I will start my container. Docker container. How to the syntax run? I want to run in my interactive mode, and I want to give my name also. I want to give a name like a Iron Man. Just I'm giving some just name I'm using. Iron Man. So next what you want to do, you want to run the Ubuntu machine in the bash terminal. When I run here, what will happen? It went inside the container. If I do the ls, okay, just I want to create a folder, a make a directory, like, okay, instead of directory, just I want to create one text file. Okay, admin.txt. Just I created an empty file. Okay, and I want to create one more command, hello, welcome to Java Express. Just I want to store in one more file. Okay, like I'm giving abc.txt. If you do the ls command, I have two files, abc.txt and admin.txt, right? I'm taking one more terminal, new window. So in this terminal, what I will do, let me zoom this one. Okay, if I run the docker ps command right now, about a minute ago, Iron Man, this container is running, right? So what I will do, I will go and exit here. Okay, if you do the docker ps command, see where is my container is destroyed. If container is destroyed, you can see the history by using ps-a, right? Where is my, see, about a minute ago is created, it is exited 11 seconds ago. This is my Iron Man, right? So I am removing my docker image also, docker container rm. Just I am giving this my container name. New docker container is deleted. If you see docker ps-a, see, you can't see the docker container. So in this way, what you learn from here means, if you write any data inside your container, the data will be lost, so you can't recover back. So the data is temporary, whatever you are writing is temporary, even though the container is itself is a lightweight and it is a disposable. So due to drawback of this one, the docker volumes came to the picture. Okay, I hope you understood what is the drawback of the container. So what is a volume? Now we'll discuss about what is a volume. Docker volume are basically used for persistence. If you want to store permanently, so the data storing permanently in a host operating system. So that host operating system, whatever you stored, just I will map this to the container. Whenever you create any container or you remove also, still your data will exist. That is why Docker volumes come to the picture. When we are using is, if you have a common database, we have a MySQL database or Oracle database. Okay, if you create the container, you operate some actions, you created a database table. So if you create inside the container, if you delete, the whole data will be a loss, right? If some other user want to do, if you create one more container, you need to do same actions again and again and again. So what we'll do, we'll create one directory in your home folder. There is a Docker volumes. You will create one volume, so you will share that volume data to all the containers. That is why there is a real-time examples of your databases. If you want to create the Jenkins by using the container, for stateful applications you can use the Docker volumes. If you good at this point, then I can start the next session Jenkins. Then Docker volume concept is required. Okay, now why we are using, to keep data around when container is removed or destroyed. Just now we saw, I removed my container, I destroyed, my data is not exist. If you use the Docker volume, you can keep the data. And to share data between the host operating system and the container. Host is nothing but, right now mine is virtual machine. Ubuntu is my host operating system. Inside my host I am running my container. Okay, so your Docker engine is installed. So you will create one folder in the host, just you will map to your container, even though if your container is removed or destroyed. When volume will be created means, it is initialized when container is created. While creating a Docker command, you can give -v. Okay, and you have a multiple containers. The all containers, if you want to map a single directory, still you can map. That's why data volumes also can be shared across the containers. This is the concept Docker volumes. Let me quickly start. Like in previous I explained, if you want to inspect about your container, if you want to retrieve the low level information of Docker objects, then we are using the inspect. Basically in the inspect contain your network ID, your IP address, your which command, all information about your virtual machine, you will get it. What is the syntax? Docker container inspect your container ID. So if you want to inspect about the volume, instead of the container, use the volume. Docker volume inspect your volume name. This is one of the syntax. We will see this part. Okay, don't worry. What are the volumes types? Okay, we can create the volume in three ways. One for anonymous volumes. That means just you will create a directory inside your container. So container will create one in a host operating system, one folder. That is folder it will create by the engine. Okay, we'll see first one, then we can go for the second, then we'll go for the bind volumes. Okay, let me state my terminal. Let me clear my screen. Okay, if you want to see what are the volumes available inside inside the Docker engine, just you need to use this command, docker volume ls. If you do, right now I have 4 volumes. Okay, let me remove docker volume rm. Okay, this volume is already used by some other machine. Okay, let it be. Now what I will do, just if you want to see the docker volume ls, okay, just you can make it volume ls. Okay, just use that one. Next I will create one container. Now see, I will run one container, docker container run. I want to run in interactive mode, so I'm using -it hyphen name. I want to give some name, just I want to give any Avengers. Okay, otherwise I will give first container. I'm giving first. Okay, and if you want to give the volume, the syntax is -v. You need to specify which directory you want to create inside your root directory. Slash is nothing but root directory. Inside the root you want to create one admin folder. Okay, I want to run in the Ubuntu machine in the bash terminal. If I hit here, okay, your container is created now. Okay, hyphen v is nothing but your volume. Slash admin means this is the directory is created inside the root folder. If you do the pw command, this is my root directory, that is why given the slash. And if I do the ls command, ls-tl, if I given, where is my, I given one command, right, which is one admin. Just check where my admin folder is there. See, this is my admin folder. Okay, and I will go inside my admin folder, clearing my screen. ls, I want to create some files. Okay, abc, I want to create some 50 files I want to create. If you do the ls minus l, okay, I'm just giving the ls. See, around 50 files are created inside my directory. If you remove this container, what will happen? Previously it will delete, right? Now what I given, slash admin I given, container what will do, it will create one anonymous volume. One volume will be created. How to check that part, I will show you now. Okay, I'm removing this terminal and I'm here. Okay, okay, if you do docker volume ls, okay, when I given volume ls, this is your volume name. Okay, I already explained how to inspect our volume. Docker volume inspect your id, your volume name. Okay, if you see here, this is my mount point. Which volume is created exactly, we'll see. Docker volume. Why? Because I already have some existing values. What I need to do, I need to go and search here like this. It is related to which scope, I don't know, right? Let me go for cd. Just I want to see which folder is my sudo ls. If you want to see the data, now you are understanding. If I created multiple volumes, this is the directory, it is mount in the host operating system. It is taken care by the docker. If I give the ls command, it is asking the password. Right now no data here. Sudo ls, I am giving this name also. See, this is my volume. See here, abc up to 50 files I created in this directory. Where is my here? Where is my directory? I am inside my container. Okay, suppose if I exit here, what will happen? This docker will be destroyed. If you see docker ps, I created with which name? First container. If you see here, there is no container is running. If you do the docker ps -a, in 3 minutes ago, this container is deleted. It is destroyed. But even though you are accessing your data inside in your home directory, okay, this is one of the anonymous volume. That means it will be mount point. When I say mount point, whatever you given inside your directory, it will link to host operating system. These directories exist in your Ubuntu operating system. If you are using the Windows, if you are using the Mac, in the Mac system. Okay, this is the way you need to define the docker volumes. Okay, quickly start one more I will show you. Okay, now what I will do, just I'm clearing my screen now. Okay, what I will do, Now if I created 10 volumes, we face difficulty, right? Which volume is linked to which container, you don't know, right? To came to the picture, we have a one more concept, named volumes. You can define the name also for this container. Okay, what I will do, I will go here, second container I'm running. Here you can provide your name. You can provide the name. What I'm giving, volume underscore admin colon, I'm giving as the colon. Remind this one, this is your named volume, this is your directory. If you want, just you go and change to any other directory. dir I'm giving. Okay, directory underscore temp I'm giving, just I'm running. Okay, if you see here, just what I will do, cd I will go for directory underscore temp. This time I will create some directories. Suppose a directory, some 10 directories I create. If you do the ls command, these directories are exist inside your volume. Okay, this is in the second. Okay, what I will go here, just I'm clearing my screen. If you want to see the list, docker volume ls. Now if you see, previously I don't know which volume is linked to which container. I given volume underscore admin. Now you can easily inspect this. You can check your in a host operating system where it is linked. Okay, how I can do that? Docker volume inspect. You can give your volume underscore admin. Okay, if you enter here, this is your mount point directory. Now you can go and easily see here. Okay, just I'm copying sudo ls. If you do here, see, now are you able to see your directories? All directories are exist in your host operating system. In this way you can map your container data in a host operating system. That is why I explained here to share data between the host and container. That is one way, and it is initialized when container is created. If you want to share the same container to different container, still you can do. Okay, I hope you are clear this point. Let me go here and I'm exiting here. That means docker ps, see your container is not running. Docker ps -a, see your container is not there here. I mean it is already exited. This is my second container. I hope you are clear this one. Okay, now we have one more concept, bind volumes. I covered anonymous volumes and covered the named volumes. So this is the colon is the, please remind this point, this is if you given something is a named volume. If you not provided anything, it is like anonymous volume. And we have concept of bind volumes. Okay, docker bind volumes. What exactly docker bind volumes means? As of now, if you given the name, if you not given, it will be create. Now the bind volume concept is you will create your own folder in your OS. That folder you will mount to your directory. That is called a bind volumes. Nothing much, it is very simple. In the further sessions also, this is one we will use. Assume that this is your host operating system. Mine is a Ubuntu. I am running one container with files folder. I am running my container to with backup folder. Okay, this is mount/admin. I created my own directory. This is your host operating system directory, and this is your inside container folder. So this is the backup. This is called docker bind volumes. Let me quickly show this part also. Clear? Now I am in which directory? Home directory, right? So I will create one directory, make dir mount/admin. Okay, sorry. Okay, first I need to create mount directory. You can create like this also. If you want to create multiple directories at a time, you can use -p. So sudo permission. I'm giving my password. Okay, if you do the ls command, where is my directory mount? Where is my mount here? Oh, here I'm not able to see here. Okay, I will create one more directory. Make directory mount file exist. Sorry. Okay, I'm creating slash just admin. I created slash. Where is my admin? Here's admin folder. Okay, this is my admin folder. Okay, and now what I will do, your current working directory is this one. Okay, I will use this is my your home directory. Copy. Now I am running my container. How you can write? Docker container run -t in interactive mode -name. I am giving as my third container. Okay, -v. Just paste it your home directory here and give colon slash inside your container which file you want. I am giving as a files. Which image? Ubuntu. I am running on the bash terminal. If you click enter, okay, this is your home directory. Now I will open this one in different tab. Here which file which directory I created? Files directory. Created files. Okay, here I want to create some file touch heroes. I am giving 11.10. 10 files I am creating. See, hero1 hero2 till 10 files is created. So these 10 files should be exist in your desktop only. You no need to inspect anywhere. If you inspect also, you will get this directory. What I will go here. Okay, just clearing my screen and ls. Where is my admin folder? Admin ls command. See, all files are exist now. If you go and check your docker volume ls, here anything is there here? Now docker volume is not required at all. You can create your own directory in your host operating system only. If you use the volumes, it will create one dummy directory inside your host operating system. If it is like that is happen, if you managing number of containers, it will be a problem. To check yourself, you will be confusion. If you create your own folder, it will be useful. I hope everyone is clear. Now what I will do, I will exit now. Okay, just clearing my screen. If you see ls command, still your files are there. Now what I will do, I will create one more container. I will link to this one. How I can do that? Just same command. This time what I will use, I will create my fourth container. Okay, forth, fourth container. Same here I will map to some different. I want to give some different name. Okay, I'm giving it the backup inside. Now if you do ls, if you see here backup folder, see, still your files are exist here. Why? Because this is one we implemented. This is your mount directory. This directory you are sharing to here and here also. So that is why in the ppt I explained data volumes can be shared across the containers too also. Just please practice more. If you are good this one, then in the next section I will explain like how to create the Jenkins, how to install the Jenkins by using the Docker container. There the volume concept is required. That's why I'm explaining Docker volumes. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button and click on bell icon to get more updates. Thank you guys.